So I've done it, I've signed up to Allotment. You're going to love the view, it's amazing. The plot looks pretty good actually, it's fairly overgrown, there are strawberries everywhere, but now that I've signed up I'm starting to think, what have I done? I've got so much to do. But first off, let's go and show you what the site looks like. So this is the allotment. It starts from here, goes all the way over to here. It's a lovely size. The soil looks good, although maybe a bit sandy. We have some good stuff on it already. We've already got raspberry canes. I don't know whether they're summer or autumn. We'll find out. We've got some currant bushes, which was great. We've got borage plants. We've got some leeks. I might even pull those up soon. We've got countless strawberries all over the site. I think the strawberries have gone wild, but we can make a nice strawberry bed out of that. The rest we're just going to have to dig over. We've got some fairly good compost bins, although they're going to need replacing. They're fairly rotten, but that might mean we've got some nice compost underneath. They're fairly overgrown with weeds, so that might be an issue. We've got loads of rubbish, unfortunately. I've got to do a clearing and a trip to the rubbish dump to get rid of all that one day. But most exciting, check out this view. Look at that. I'm imagining just sat up here. That's going to be pretty nice in the summer. So now I've got the allotment, I can see I've got 4 challenges that I need to deal with very quickly. So as I said before, this is Easter Sunday. It's the 5th of April on 2026. We are late in the season for here in Devon, so I really need to get a shift on. So there's 4 things I need to do. The first is I need to sort water. I need to plan out the layout because I don't know where I'm going to put my beds yet. I need to work out what I'm going to do with the soil and where I'm going to get compost from. I've got some, but we need to sort that out. And lastly, and most importantly, I need to get planting because I don't have any seeds started yet. Some I can sow straight in the ground, but I haven't got any started in the greenhouse. So for me, that is priority 1. Working out what to plant and sowing seeds might be priority 1, but this morning I only have an hour. So I'm going to start with measuring out the plot so that I can work out where everything goes. Now I only need rough measurements at the moment, so I'm not measuring out in detail, I'm just striding it out. When I get back I'll roughly work out what my average stride length is, and I'm just pacing the plot and counting how many strides is it with each of the sides. I'm also counting out the distance between the various features like the raspberry bushes or the currant bushes or the tree or things like that, so that I can get a rough plan that when I get home I can use Veg Plotter and I can work out exactly where I want things to go and what layout I want. Okay, so we've come inside so I can start really thinking about the layout options because I need to work out where I'm going to put the beds before I start digging them. Now, I've drawn up the site in Veg Plotter and I've created sort of 2 options. Now, there's one I prefer because I think it's more workable from a using the site perspective, and there's another option which is much better from a sun perspective. Okay, so you've got a rough idea of the site. You can see here are the raspberries and the currants, but they don't really have to stay there. They're easy to move. I can dig them up and put them in somewhere in another position quite easily. So we're kind of like ignoring that for now. Now, if you notice the sun, the sort of north-south orientation here, south is this way, north is that way. Now, the 2 options, my preferred one in terms of usability for the site is this one, which is having the beds east to west. You can be you can be sitting up here and you can easily walk down a path to the beds quite easily. The other option is to do it based on the sun. So traditionally you have your beds north to south, but that's because if you have your pole beans here or your runner beans, they're quite a tall plant and they will shade out other beds. So as the sun moves around here, yes, in the evening it might shade this bed, and in the morning, if the pole beans are here, it'll shade that one. But throughout the rest of the day, all the beds will get sun at some point in the day. Whereas this one, if you put all your pole beans or runner beans down here, then this bed, a lot of it is going to get shaded for most of the day, which is not great. Okay. I'm really torn between these two options. I prefer this one from a usability perspective, but from an actually growing stuff's perspective, then this is the better one. I'm really undecided, so I've really got to think about it, and I'm probably going to sleep on it. I'm probably going to walk Scruff with Scruff and see what he thinks. Anyway, I'd love to know what you think too, so let me know. Now, next up, I want to show you some footage that I took about 3 years ago, because I think it really shows why I love growing vegetables so much, especially salads. So I hope you enjoy this section. This was 3 years ago when the garden was properly productive, and it was great.
Now, this is why I love coming in the garden. After a busy morning at work, I can come and get myself some lunch. So here we've got some lovely lettuce. I'll quickly cut some off, and I'll be making a salad today. But it's just beautiful to come out here and just be outside for a bit. Even though the wind is kicking up all the pollen and my eyes are streaming, it's still lovely. And I think I'll have some peas with it today. Right, peas are awesome this time of year. They're just coming in, starting to go, so we can just pick some. I love to have some in the salad. And again, coming out here and just picking, even just as a snack with a cup of coffee, is amazing. I'm not taking loads. Not sure he's going to make it in. But we'll take some back. Right, this is usually my lunch, especially at the moment with all this lovely lettuce. Look at that. That's a good head of lettuce. I'm impressed with that. And all this and the peas. I'm going to have a lovely lunch. So I'm going to just quickly make myself a salad. Really simple. Peel the leaves off. I usually put the outer ones back in the compost, and then just shove everything else. Let's tip that out. Shove all the other leaves in the salad spinner. Now, people often ask, what's the best tools to get? What tools do you need when you have an allotment? And I think the main one is a salad spinner. You know, people say a spade. Yeah, you do need a spade, and you do need a hoe. But everything else, I think the next on the list would be a salad spinner. Right, and then just shred it. Now I like mine with tuna, but I often have it with ham or bacon, and it's yummy. This is not a healthy salad, by the way. You'll soon see why. Well, it's healthy because it's got those vitamins in. Mayonnaise. Dollops of mayonnaise. Gotta have loads of mayonnaise. And then some kind of relish. This one, I've got beetroot and horseradish. Yummy. Just a teaspoon or two. And then simply just mix it up. Now I'm 6'4", and even that is going to fill me up. Awesome.
Off we go. Right, watching that footage reminded me exactly why I like to grow my own veg. You know, it's a lot of work, but it's worth it. Shop bought veg is just not the same, especially salads. You know, they're really tasty. Anyway, it's a lot of work. I'm starting to feel that at the moment now that I've got this new allotment and I've got loads to do, but we'll get there. You know, I haven't decided what beds I'm going to do, but it doesn't matter. You know, Scruff's reminded me that I don't actually need to get the allotment perfect in year one. You know, I'm hoping to have this allotment for many, many years. So hopefully we'll get it sorted pretty quickly. But if it's not this year, that doesn't matter. You know, even if it's just a few beds I get sorted this year, that's fine. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, subscribe for more, and we'll see you in the next one. See ya.